your boy Golden Mouse back at it again with another one. We are here today for chapter review of chapter 295 of My Hero Academia. Before we hop on into that review to discuss all the awesome things that happened this week, there is something I wanted to talk to you guys about. So if you guys saw, dropped my first character development video last week. It was all about the Flame Hero Endeavor. If you didn't see that, pop over to my channel there, check it out. Awesome video. Well, my next character development video drops this Wednesday. That would be in like 2 days from now because I'm posting this on Monday. It's going to be all about Konoha's resident genius, Shikamaru Nara. Now, I know most of my content up till now has been My Hero Academia, but these character developments are going to be all encompassing, all anime and manga. So this one is branching out, Shikamaru Nara, all about him. And another fun thing about the character development video this week, we are doing a giveaway. And by we, I mean me. And by giving away, I mean to you. I am going to be giving away a Funko Pop, unopened, still in the box, mint condition, do whatever you want with it. But to be entered to win that Funko Pop, you will have to subscribe. And you'll have to put a comment on that Shikamaru video. I will tell you what you'll need to put in your comment in that video. That contest is going to run for a week there, and then I will announce a winner. But yeah, I'm going to start doing giveaways. I don't know if it's going to be every week, but it's definitely going to be, this isn't going to be the only time. Because I think you guys are awesome, and I want to, I guess, reward / bribe you for watching my videos. So let's go ahead and dive on in to this week's chapter 295 review. It starts out focusing on our boy Deku. He was unconscious after Dabi's big blast at the end of last chapter, and he is waking up. And we get introduced to the newest one-for-all power. It is Danger Sense. Based on what you see in the chapter, it looks to work extremely similar to my boy Peter Parker's Spider Sense. Hashtag Spider-Man, love you dude, favorite superhero of all time. If you like him too, drop it in the comments just so I can know how cool you are. He is seen, you see a little bolt flash through his head, he doesn't get shot in the head, guys. It's like one of those little like anime, you know what I mean? Like a lightning bolt, except not lightning, even though his whole thing is like lightning. Yeah. Anyway, and it shows that was actually the fourth user's quirk, and it kind of jumps out just like Black Whip. He wasn't prepared for it, didn't expect it to happen all of a sudden, and it is currently giving him a splitting headache. Because he's not used to it yet. He doesn't know how to work it. He does not know how, he's not adjusted to the severity of it. So basically, it's going to be, I'm assuming going to be a lot like Black Whip, where it just kind of does whatever it wants, its own thing. When he gets up to certain percentages, like back with Black Whip, I think it was if he went over 20, then Black Whip automatically started to come out until he could learn to control it a bit better. I'm assuming it's going to be something similar to that. I don't like, with Float being introduced and now this being introduced, I don't know if it's going to work on the same, I guess, level as Black Whip did, because I know that was the big thing whenever it first came out. He couldn't go past a certain percentage without it automatically activating. So I don't know how it's going to work with these. He seems to already have a pretty solid grasp on Float already, which he is like, I mean, Float's like flying's like the ultimate superhero, like iconic thing. So now he's got super strength, flying, Black Whip, Spider-Man's Danger Sense. So I mean, like, he's like an amalgamation of all these fantastic heroes from other cultures, which Horikoshi has stated many times that he was influenced by, Marvel and DC superheroes. Because, I mean, now we've got super strength, flight, Spider Sense, Danger Sense, and Black Whip, which could literally, think Green Lantern, like that, pop it out, grab everything, or, flashing back to, flip, Spider-Man's webbing. Super cool anyway. I think they've all come into play very well up till now. I'm looking forward to seeing him actually fight with Danger Sense, Float, and Black Whip all together when he's actually trained on all of them. I know he kind of did some, to be able to anticipate Float, it showed in the previous chapters, he did some training with Ochako and Froppy and everybody to try and gain some sense of stability while in the air. But it is not fully, you can't really practice with something until you have it. You can do all the anticipatory practice in the world, but it's not the same thing as actually practicing with it itself. So I'm looking forward to that. After, the big Danger Sense reveal, it flashes over to back to where it left off last chapter. It shows Mr. Compress standing in front of Spinner and an unconscious Shigaraki. And charging straight at them is our boy Lemillion. He is going in for it. That scene opens up exactly where the last chapter left off. It states the curtain rises on the first and final escape artist act of Mr. Compress, and Lemillion just comes in and decks him mid-sentence, just punch him in the face. We get a little thing where Mr. Compress, back to his levity and his humor here, so he couldn't at least give me time to throw my disembodied buttocks at you, because he pulled off a piece of his butt in the last chapter. So I was still bringing a little humor in there, even though he's full of holes right now. It's revealed that Dobby is actually now encapsulated and is hidden in Spinner's scarf. And basically, Compress once again talks about how he did all this to buy them time, and now it's up to Spinner. Basically, what Spinner goes to do now is he has a little flashback to Tomura talking about all of his hands. How when he has the whole family's worth of hands on him, he feels like he wants to bomb it, but he also feels a strange sense of peace. And Spinner just happens to find one of the hands in the rags that are still showing up of his costume, puts the hand on his face, intending to wake up Shigaraki. And it wakes him up, but it's not Shigaraki. All for One is basically now taking over Shigaraki's body again because he's so weak. And he forces Shigaraki's body to use some sort of radio wave emittance quirk, which calls all the Nomu and instigates an escape. This escape, while it's getting Dobby, Shikamaru, it's getting Dobby, Shigaraki, and Spinner out, it's leaving behind Gigantomachia and Toga and Compress. Compress is still alive at this point. Toga's out doing her thing, and Machia is down for the count with the sedative. So it's basically they're leaving all them behind. When Spinner brings us up to Shigaraki / All for One, All for One very coldly states Shigaraki lost to Endeavor and One for All. It's only fair that he lose something as well, all for my sake. So basically they're abandoning Toga, Gigantomachia, and Compress at this point, which means Compress is not going to be saved by a possible overhaul quirk, which is what I theorized last video. So he may actually die unless the heroes are able to get him medical attention, which it's a possibility. I mean, he was able to make jokes, so maybe he's not going to die there. They then, although Nomu rush out, they're escaping. So finally, this big battle is over. We get to jump into the aftermath, what all this means. But before it closes, as they're escaping, basically Deku chases after him. Well, actually, all the heroes are chasing after him, but Deku's the only one who could fly. So he goes after him. He basically starts trying to talk to Shigaraki, All for One, of course, using him as a mouthpiece right now. Insults him, calls him worthless. And I just love this little thing. Just Deku says, "You shut your mouth. Hey, you shut up. You'll say that." It made me laugh. And just like, you shut your mouth, All for One. That's the super criminal who controlled Japan and who has a million quirks. And Deku's like, "Yeah, you shut your mouth. Hey, you shut up." It made me laugh. I enjoy it. I enjoy the little things. I enjoy the little sassy, "You shut your mouth," and whatever. I enjoyed it. It made me chuckle. And once again, after this, we get a true glimpse at Deku's character. It goes through, and as they're running away, Deku begins to remark mentally that while they were trapped inside of One for All, earlier in the previous chapters, they were trying to take the quirk from him, and all the other users were there, and All for One began to take over Shigaraki's body initially. Our boy Deku says, "The look on your face said that you needed saving." Of course, he does say, you've killed countless, you've taken countless lives, you've injured countless people, and that's unforgivable. But that look on your face screamed that you needed saving. And if that's not Izuku Midoriya, then nothing else is. I mean, willing to save the bad guy who literally has attempted to kill him and all of his friends multiple times, and literally started a war in the middle of a city, just untold destruction, and wants nothing more than to murder him. And Deku Deku's first thought is save him. I want to save him. I want to beat All for One. I want to stop him, but I want to save Shigaraki. When you come to think of it, all in all, Shigaraki is a victim as well of All for One because he was indoctrinated as a child. After his quirk went out of control and he killed his family, All for One found him before anybody else did and raised him up as a big middle finger to All Might. That's really all it was. Shigaraki's never been anything more than a plaything for him. And Shigaraki had genuine affection for him. He was like his father, I guess. After he lost his family, he was all he had left. And I believe Shigaraki is now finally seeing that all along he was just a tool. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. If it's going to completely deteriorate the relationship between One For All and Shigaraki, which, I mean, if it does, Shigaraki's kind of screwed because he's not done yet. He's got to finish that incubation. He's got to finish absorbing All For One. He's got to finish cooking, as they say. And without All For One's resources, how's he going to do that? So I'm very curious as to how it's going to play out. I have a hard time feeling bad for Shigaraki, even knowing that he was. Oh, I take that back. I understand the Deku's sympathy towards Shigaraki because he was a child soldier, basically, indoctrinated as a child, brought up to hate, blame everything on heroes, blame everything on All Might, raised really by the most evil man in the history of Japan. So it's only understandable that he'd be kind of a psycho, and that's what he is. What I'm curious of is if Horikoshi is going to go the way of redemption for him and truly just make All For One the main villain, the big bad, and Shigaraki's just, almost as like to use one of the Star Wars references that Horikoshi you love so much, if All For One's going to be the Emperor and Shigaraki's going to be the Darth Vader who is evil throughout most of it but then turns at the last minute. If that is the case, I wouldn't be surprised. Horikoshi has made it very easy to be sympathetic towards Shigaraki in revealing his past in previous chapters, and that he is the way he is because he was twisted by an evil man. Of course, not blameless. All in all, he is a person with his own thoughts and feelings and is able to make his own decisions, but how much of his mind is really his own, especially at this point. But yeah, I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to see the aftermath of this battle. This battle's been going on for a long time, over 20 plus chapters. I'm gonna fact check that. Don't worry. But it's been going on for a while, and I'm really looking forward to the aftermath. I'm looking forward to things getting back to normalcy a little bit because we had that big time skip before the battle. So I'm looking forward to things getting back to business as usual. I don't know how 1A is going to feel about going back to a classroom setting after all being involved in this big war. I don't know how UA is going to handle it. I mean, Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo have all fought, the big bad at this point. They fought against technically All For One. And now they're just going to go back to being students. I don't know. They obviously still have more to learn. They need to perfect their quirks more, but they're on the level of pro heroes. But we will see. Yeah, enjoyed it though. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to see what happens. If you guys have any theories about the aftermath of this chapter, let me know in the comments. Drop a subscribe, drop a comment, drop a like. I need your validation. It fuels me. That was a joke, but in all seriousness, I would definitely enjoy confirmation that you guys are enjoying what I do, because I am enjoying the crap out of it. I love doing these videos. It would be nice to know that you guys are receiving it well. And another reason to subscribe, got that giveaway on my next video. Can't be entered to win the pop if you do not subscribe. So, it's a win-win. It's not going to cost you anything, just the click of a button. And then you get to see more of my pretty face every week because you'll get notifications as soon as I drop a new video. This has all been a plug-in for Golden Mouse 7. The 7 is silent. All in all, guys, had a great week. Hope you guys had a great week. Another great chapter. As always, it was a pleasure, and adios.